Hello and welcome. Greetings, dear viewers. Service. Here is Hans-Peter from freiheitwahrheit.com June message. June is truly an extraordinary month. It appears to be of great significance for us. Thus, the message of today is regarding you. It is regarding each and every one of us. It is about the actions that each of us can take to advance, to expedite the collective transformation process, so to speak. And for this, June seems to be very important. Above all, it also has the 21st of June. Speak of the solstice of the sun, which holds great cosmic significance in the realm of astronomy. But how does this relate to Jesus Christ, for example? What message does he have for all of us? The information that has reached us personally from him, we should now share with you in the June message. The message is gigantic in my eyes, when one truly considers and understands it in its full magnitude. It is not intended for Bible dogmatists and churchgoers, I will state that right away, but rather for spiritually open-minded individuals who are aware that our personal and individual relationship with the creative power, with Jesus, is located within ourselves and not dependent on any intermediary. Message from Jesus Christ for the month of June in the year 2024. Here we go. Thank you very much. My spouse and I sat together again, and I closed my eyes. We both closed our eyes, and I felt a strong presence there, a radiant presence. I requested her to disclose herself. I envisioned myself as a mirror with closed eyes to perceive what is behind me, because I was aware that someone extremely radiant was positioned to my right shoulder. I perceived an extremely tall individual, donning a sizable golden crown, who positioned his hand on my right shoulder. I sensed that with great clarity. And at that moment, my wife said, Jesus is standing behind you to your right and placing his hand on your right shoulder. Then I responded that he seems to me like a king with a crown. To which she replied, well, that is one aspect of him. You are presently witnessing King Arthur. Extremely fascinating. What happened next? Besides a few personal messages that we don't need to share here now, information came. Namely, information that is important for all of us. And he has requested to share this information with you and to now formulate his request to all of us here and today in my Juno message. All right, now here comes the message. I have divided it into several parts. First and foremost, the message is profound. It truly necessitates a spiritual depiction of him and his work, which may not necessarily align with that of the churches. So for readers who believe in the Bible, this message is truly a challenging journey, I would say. For a spirit that is not profane but open-minded, it will be a wonderful, radiant, and affectionate message, and one that will help us to show perseverance. Because I am experiencing more and more people now, and I include myself in this, that we are becoming very impatient. When will something finally happen? And this and that is supposed to happen. It's difficult to show perseverance at the moment, even though a lot is happening on a small scale, which ultimately forms a big picture. So it is all about perseverance. It is about staying loyal and committed to him no matter what. It is about enhancing our faith and being in a state of unwavering trust. It relies on us. Particularly in June, we should express that the energy of Christ will be incredibly potent and influential, as it is a time when his power is greatly amplified. This month it will be important, so we should all make an effort to think of him frequently, pray with him, call upon him, Speak with him, and in doing so, we will be able to strengthen his energy. The more people do this, the stronger the collective field of Christ consciousness will become in June 2024. You know, he has always been there, he is there, and he will be there, the ever-coming one. And now arrives information that I actually hinted at in one of my recent messages, but it will be absolutely essential for us and play a vital role in our endeavors. I believe it was approximately 2 months ago, because there were numerous questions he mentioned. He will come back, will actually show himself physically, just like he looked back then, but not to everyone and many individuals who do not expect it at all, surprising them with his unexpected presence. Based on the information provided, he plans to visit a young lad whom he will initiate, and it is believed that the new Christ will enter into him during this encounter. It is fundamentally a current soul aspect of himself, exclusively in the embodiment of the incarnation of the present time period, without any other influences or manifestations from past or future states of being. Time is relative. Everything happens simultaneously. This is a truly gigantic message that came again now, for the second time. I mentioned it briefly 2 months ago, but more in passing. It will take some time until the boy reaches the maturity of around 10 to 12 years, and then it will happen. And that's because it's predetermined. However, the paths for that are currently being cleared and prepared. This is the genuine prophecy, not the one mentioned in the Apocalypse from John. So do not go into fear, not into anxiety. Go into trust with firm faith in the Creator and in Jesus. Are there any conditions for this? Indirectly, there might be, as the collective is of great importance. The more individuals communicate with him, pray to him, when 2 or more are in attendance and discuss me, he is there, firmly in trust and faith in him. The stronger the energy will be, the higher the field will vibrate, and the more probable he will logically manifest himself at that time. Everything finds its way. That's why we are important now, all of us. We are called upon to strengthen and expand our connection with him, so that we can fulfill our purpose. Together we have such immense power in the collective, my dear ones, particularly in June, particularly on the 21st of June. We can also guide individuals who are completely engrossed in the system, ensnared in consumerism, and have not yet expanded their perspectives, to unexpectedly contemplate their lives out of nowhere and recognize that this might not be the correct trajectory. There is an occurrence. So altogether, we have like a kind of incredible big and strong power and strength to initiate such processes in motion. That is, a process that will make each and every one of us a better version of ourselves. However, once again, it requires full trust and a strong faith in order to achieve success. Speak, pray, give thanks each day. Trust in the good things that come your way. It's not about doing nothing. Don't get it wrong. As many say, everything will be fine. This is such a relatively esoteric form of gibberish that is often used as a means to avoid and bypass problems and challenges. It is simply about connecting with him and Mary Magdalene, integrating them spiritually into our daily lives, which is also work, but beautiful work. The strong faith and the indestructible trust in him will lead our personal path, specifically to observe, to acknowledge, to change in order to take the correct action. Specifically, as mentioned, the summer solstice, the 21st of June, is a key date for many, namely for awakening. It gives many of us a boost in consciousness. And you don't have to go to any holy grand place or to any church or anywhere else for that. You can do all of this from your home. Light a candle, talk to him, and also talk to Mary Magdalene. Pray with them. Make a campfire. Demonstrate to them your trust and your strong faith. Redemption, inner liberation, my beloved ones. Transformation is always an individual and personal process for each of us, which in the end will create a magnificent field in the collective whole, from which every single person will derive benefits, even the profane mind. Is that acceptable to you, my dear interlocutor? Yes. And now comes a bombshell at the end. Now is the time for us to learn the ultimate truth that will be revealed in this crucial moment. My loved ones, in my novel, in my book, The Jesus Brothers, and in Thomas, My Life as an Apostle, I stated that Jesus was on the cross for a duration of 6 hours, but he managed to survive and was taken care of and restored to good health in the mine belonging to the 12 apostles. When my wife was connected with him, he took her by the hand and walked with her up a high mountain, speaking to her along the way. Well, from this mountain, the crucifixion event could be observed. He reiterated the instruction to look closely. What do you perceive? Jesus conveyed that at this present moment, it is the opportune time for the dissemination of the following information to be shared with you. It is not only a matter of him not dying on the cross, but it is also the case that he never hung on the cross, which further emphasizes the fact that his crucifixion did not occur as commonly believed. It was once again another individual who willingly made the sacrifice on behalf of him. One of his brothers was also on the cross. As I mentioned in my book about the brothers of Jesus, for instance, Matthew was present. But it is a very convoluted construction, because there was indeed a twin brother who could also heal Thomas. Originally, he was meant to hang on the cross. According to our info, he didn't, but others were discussed to be there, including the one who sacrificed for him. All individuals made it through. All right, we have been informed that we are allowed to state it at this time. A lot of individuals are now prepared for it. A lot, not all. It was never about that, my beloved ones, that would contradict this concept at this moment. And I have always said that he died for our sins. In my opinion, that is nonsense. And he has confirmed that. That is interpretation and church dogma. The reason it was never about his desire to avoid it is that it involved someone else, not because he didn't want to. Do not misunderstand, or let someone else be held accountable for him. It was in relation to something of much greater importance. It was regarding his legacy. It was regarding the legacy that originates from Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The main objective was to ensure his continued existence, the proliferation of his offspring throughout the planet, and the ability to bring illumination into the midst of darkness. Due to a dark time looming, we are aware of it. We know the unfolding of the past 2,000 years. They knew that the time to come, the next 2,000 years, will be energetically very dense. Without him and Mary Magdalene, the Cathars and the Merovingians would never have emerged. The account of Avalon and King Arthur could never have taken place, because it truly and factually happened in reality. We wouldn't be at the point today where the collective can ascend. Everything plays a role in the chronology. However, this information was not yet truly ready to be clearly and distinctly revealed, even in the morphogenetic field. Currently, in June of the year 2024, we have been granted permission to release it. Well, I am aware there will be critics once again, and individuals who feel extremely triggered because of what they have learned. What has been indoctrinated into them is indeed very different. And then, of course, one naturally resists at first, thinking, who does this Hans Peter think he is? What does he believe about himself? Some would even say Jesus never existed. There are various types of arguments. May all be well. All can believe, live with their attitude, and do as they wish. And now this Hans Peter even claims that he was never crucified. This is sacrilege, and so on, and so on, and so on. So, save your comments for that. I have already expressed it, dear viewers, dear ones out there, we do not presume anything. I don't assert anything. I'm merely an envoy and just relay it. We're solely messengers of a higher power, nothing more. It's merely a conduit. And this specific way of thinking is precisely the one that we no longer require at this present moment in time. Regarding this, I must express my perspective. Defending my dogma is, in my opinion, in alignment with the dark side of the Force. Get a dogma, get the half-truths, get the lies, on which all the war, all the murder, all the genocide, and all that was done. In general, individuals are unsuccessful in liberating themselves from this conceptual framework, and they would have to deal with themselves, their lives, their faith, and everything, and reorganize themselves. That is exhausting, that is difficult, that is not easy, no one says that. Most or many of us have already experienced this. A significant number of people still have it ahead of them. Regain awareness of your consciousness once more. You know, I will put it in this manner, I have never felt anger or hostility towards any person in my entire existence. That's not something that exists with me. That's not something that exists with us. Who incites against people like us, like you and others? Who incites against the enlighteners, the torchbearers, the light bringers, insults them, and absolutely must post their negative comments under a video to channel their frustration, their anger, their inner inadequacy, because that's all it is. Why am I mentioning this again now? Because when a spirit is in its center, it would simply switch channels and smile. And that is the reason why we deliberately delete such comments from YouTube. Not because they criticize us. It is not about constructive mutual support, but rather about the act of destroying something completely and irreversibly. And then we remove very specific comments because they are energetically very, very unfavorable for the entire channel. And we feel that, okay? Because these energies divide, disrupt, and bring unrest, creating chaos has always been the goal of division. They can't do that anymore. This is a pitiful attempt. We want to energetically keep the channel clean. We want to maintain the energy high and create an environment that is pure, true, and clear. And that is the reason why some comments are deleted. I just wanted to bring this up as a reminder, but it's really very, very few. Yes, they're not even a handful monthly. Yes, but they disrupt energetically on a massive scale. We understand. We do not judge. We must evaluate. Remember, in earthly matters, we must evaluate. Does the pizza taste good? Does it not? Do I prefer blue or yellow? But not to judge or condemn. And people do that. Many people do that gladly. That's called the prostatulcule. It's not our place to do that. And entirely different instances will judge, my dear ones. For example, the soul itself on day X, when the receipt is redeemed. Let us therefore remain in the motto of Zarathustra. One always enjoys the repeated favorite quote, namely good thoughts, good words, good deeds. We operate with greater success in a subtle manner. Beloved individuals, you have heard it. Our combined power, the energy emanating from Christ, will be of such magnitude that even the secular mind starts to perceive that something is amiss in this place, even in its manner of existence and alignment. Thus, we shall evolve into something greater. More and more people will find their way to Jesus who did not find him before. And I think that's also fantastic. As I said, June plays a very crucial role. So, now let's move on to another important part of today's message. Yeshua and Mary Magdalene conveyed that the transformation will originate from the area of our solar plexus, according to their communication. In this case, from the solar plexus, the son of the sun. Here, it will be possible to establish a strong connection to the cosmos. While meditating, it is crucial to focus not only on connecting to your heart energy, but also on establishing a strong connection between your heart energy and your solar plexus, as this enhances the depth and balance of your practice. He'll ensure many, as mentioned, can develop more intuition. So we'll also grow in this aspect. I refer to intuitive knowledge as divine knowledge. And not without reason, we have recently witnessed once again some knowledge. The massive, enormous, unprecedented solar flares that have never been seen before. The sun, solar plexus, and all suns of the entire universe are tuned into each other, similar to a harmonious orchestra where all instruments resonate in perfect harmony with one another. There will continue to be disruptive factors, we clearly feel that, trying to disrupt this orchestra from within. They don't give up so easily, but the true dark great masters are already gone. That is the reason why they cannot succeed, if we do not pay attention to them and do not invest any energy into it. Those who watch the news daily do it automatically. The thing is made up of dark energy only. And specifically on the 21st of June, there will also be a significant change in the collective of humanity. Countless more souls will feel something. They will break free from their usual patterns, be torn away from the patterns, and awaken to a new reality. They are beginning to feel their intuition again. And above all, we will increase. We will have more people who come to believe in the Creator and in Jesus. A number of individuals will awaken to him and Mary Magdalene and develop belief in them, something they did not possess or experience prior to this awakening. The light and God's blessings, the divine spark, will be activated in even more souls and propel us forward in our collective process. Dear ones, you see, a considerable number of individuals are currently in existence.
Many decisions are made for people. That's what I wanted to say.
So many turning points. And now it seems to be the time we have been talking about for 2,000 years. This is the time of awakening, enlightenment, rising, spiritual revolution and rebellion, individual apocalypse. It is the long-awaited moment that has finally come to fruition. The equilibrium of duality is presently being rectified. It is actually quite cool. The connection of polarities will now be better comprehended and capable of being experienced. Consider how masculinity and femininity are growing in significance for more individuals. That's why the institution of holy matrimony exists and undergoes changes. They are able to recognize the divine connection between man and woman, and they will bring it together as a sort of holy grail. That is the main message. And these are the guides to the future. These are the bringers of light. These are the lighthouses. They will be the ones that we, or many people out there who still feel lost, can orient themselves towards. Companions on the journey, neither better nor worse. Other people with a different mission? It's not about judgment. Very important. Yes, lately.
We have on multiple occasions integrated these formulas in our work over the past few months, as we have done repeatedly in recent times.
You remember, we have received incredible reactions, great comments, great emails about how well they work and how much energetic impact they have. In people, but also externally. Inside and outside, of course, very clearly. Yes, the resonances were truly huge. Numerous reports have reached us regarding the positive effects of these formulas. And that's why I want to give you another gift today. Because we are living in a time when hell is closed. Let's put it in a more mundane way, whatever one may understand by that. This is a different video. But it's about the fact that, of course, there isn't much darkness lurking, still in defense, attacking those working in a bright way. Yes, we are aware of that. And that's why today I'll give a tree saying, but a bright, effective one that drives away all evil from our space where we are located. Applied daily, which we have been doing for years, there will hardly be any uninvited guests in your house. The effect takes place immediately. That's the amazing thing about the formula. However, with regular use, it is sometimes noticed only after a few days. Okay? So, start now. This mantra, this is what we refer to as a manifestation. It represents any belief, energetic belief that effectively operates on a specific level of existence or reality. As previously stated, eliminate uninvited guests, spirits, demons, and insects from the premises. Is a spell that is used to banish all evil intentions that are directed towards you. It has the power to instill panic in your enemies and enhance your ability to see into the future. Is effective against nightmares. Enhances your sixth sense, your intuition. So, repeat the following sentence to yourself. In my space, it looks clean. All enemies, may I kick out? To proceed with the task, you must vocalize the letter combination DSS a total of 7 times as instructed. Dies. You have the option to recite the formulas repeatedly, multiple times a day, just as you feel before falling asleep in the evening. Cleanse your space. Ensure to keep it tidy. Cleanse, clarify, energize, and thereby elevate your light energy, all right? And make your night more restful, rejuvenating, and peaceful. I chose the quote because of the attacks that are currently happening a lot, and may even intensify now, because you know that the night is always darkest, just before the first sunlight reaches the earth. And that's why we are never resentful or angry at people who attack us, because the other side of the light constantly tries to attach to many people. That's their job. They make use of the remaining shadows within us, or within a multitude of individuals, and then proceed to bring them to the surface. Then, as they say, you are no longer yourself. That's not you, that's not your true soul. There is something functioning through you that you are not presently in control of, all right? So if some of you feel strong feelings of depression, envy, resentment, anger, hatred, greed, or anything similar, and express and sense that something is emerging, then these are partially still active shadow aspects of the old matrix, the artificial matrix, where they attach, okay? And when you find such emotions in yourself, it's really something brilliant. Be thankful for it, because it's a sign. It's meant to change, okay? Some acknowledge it and are ready to resolve and transform it, while others do not, all right? It is what it is, just as it exists. And in the current world of duality, truly completely understandable. We still live in the world of duality. It is what it is, without a doubt. But there's one thing I don't want to leave unmentioned. All of this is truly amazing and brings light at the end. However, it also requires a personal process of realization, their life once again, specifically the understanding of divine wisdom and its ways. It is necessary to engage in spiritual reflection and introspection in order to recognize and resolve our shadow aspect. This can be karmic, it can be in the ancestral line, and it can shake one or the other quite heavily at times. There is no question about it. However, it is good in this manner because it signifies nothing else and implies nothing else than the state of being awakened, the act of opening a mind, the experience of being blessed, guided, and protected, without any additional connotations or implications. Thank you. Thank you for your eyes, for your ears, and for your interest in watching the video. Distribute across all channels. More hear it, more see it, greater collective will be. Greater collective energy and collective power of people who remember, who are being reminded again, who speak prayers again. Mantra manifestation, call it what you want, with which we can and may support Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. It's a wonderful task. Amen. Yes, that is it.